Alright, what's up everyone? So the moth trap went out again last night. It was almost perfect conditions. The temperature did not drop below 15 degrees, so it was super warm. The cloud cover stayed, there was some light drizzle which helps with the humidity, and again cloud cover means that the temperature is maintained. It was a little bit breezy. Breeze picked up to about 14 miles per hour. Not too bad, but not ideal. But other than that, it was a really good night for moths, so we'll see if we have anything in the trap to reflect that. Okay, should all be able to recognise this moth by now. This is the spectacle, with the lovely spectacles there. There you go, you can see him a lot clearer now. One of my favourites. Got a funky little Mohican going on his thorax. And those spectacles. Really is a funny looking moth, but very comical and one of my favourites. We have a Deilephila elpenor, elephant hawk moth, warming up his flight muscles here, ready to fly away. Beautiful underside, as is the upper side, but just look how bright pink that is on the underside. Absolutely incredible. Okay, we've got a few micros in. I'm a bit out of touch with the micros, a bit out of practice, so what I'll do is I'll film them and put the name on the screen for you once I've researched what they are. Sure, I know this one, but don't know it off the top of my head. And then we also have this dude down in there. Nice to get a few micros for once. Okay, this is interesting. This is a wainscot, and I don't recognise it. I don't think I've had this one before. It's not a usual common wainscot or anything like that. Shoulder stripe wainscot, which I also sometimes get it this year. It's not that. So I'll have a look, research it, put its name on the screen. Hopefully it'll be a nice rare one. But yeah, definitely never had this one before, so that's another new species for me. Okay, this stunner is always a favourite of mine. So this beauty is Scorched wing. And look at those patterns on those wings. Absolutely extraordinary. Just looks like it's been scalded with an iron or something. Scorched, hence the name. The males rest with a characteristic curled tip to the abdomen. He's not really in a resting position here, he's actually wanting to fly off. They fly in a single brood from May to June, although I have had one in September, which suggests a partial second brood in warm years, and it was a very warm year when I had that individual in September. But they're a nice moth to get, Scorched wing. Okay then, so this beauty is the lime hawk moth. Blurry, sorry, out of focus, there we go. This is only the second time I've had it in my garden. I have found the larvae, the caterpillars, and the pupa by digging below lime trees at a local park, but like I said, only the second time I've had it in the garden trap. And the first time was last year, around the same time of year I think. There's a video, so go check it out. The lime hawk is actually a thumbnail, so it should be easy to find. But yeah, gorgeous moth. This one's a little bit battered, but they're a gorgeous moth. Very nice, sort of a salmon pink background with green crossbar and green clouding at the base. See the male here resting with the curled tip to the abdomen. Not as large as maybe poplar or eyed hawks, but still absolutely beautiful. Mimas tiliae, lime hawk moth. Okay, so here's another one that strangely I've also never had in my garden. First time catching it in the trap. I have seen it many places elsewhere. I used to trap at a nature reserve and it was quite common there. It's strange that I haven't had it in my garden because there's a long list of food plants that the larvae of this species feed on, and a long list of habitats in which they're found. But anyway, this is Scalloped hazel, and it's a nice moth. I mean, it is brown, but you know, still has nice patterns on it. Nice spot there in the middle of the wing, and a nice scalloped edge to the forewing as well. But yeah, nice to catch this for the first time. Another one to add to the garden species list. One of our lovely prominent moths. This is Physia noma, the lesser swallow prominent. Beautifully marked. Okay, and one of our fluffy fluff balls of moths. This is Kalitira pudibunda, or the pale tussock. This is a male because it has a darker grey crossbar, and you can kind of just see a glimpse of those orange antennae there. Oh, gone down there. They're a lovely, lovely moth. Flapping about a bit. Lovely moth to get. Pale tussocks, very common. You'll get them in the garden trap from May to June. And the very distinctive larvae are often found in the autumn, wandering around in search of somewhere to pupate. And then we've got a couple of maybugs as well, a couple of cockchafers. Okay, so I haven't mentioned every species. Here's a couple that I've missed. So what do we have? So, excuse the poor handwriting. So I mentioned spectacle, harkened dart, rustic shoulder knot we had, elephant hawk, couple of brimstone moths, small square spot, clouded silver, that's a nice one. Unfortunately flew away before I could film it. Green carpet, flame shoulder, common pug, that unknown wainscot, still need to research that one. Pale tussock, scorched wing, lime hawk, scalloped hazel, the flame, which is a nice one, reminiscent of a miniature buff tip. Mottled rustic, lesser swallow prominent, silver ground carpet, and buff ermine. And that looks like that's about it. But I've got another thing to show you inside, so bear with. Look at this impressive beast. So, I found this yesterday out on a walk. Didn't even mean to find it in our sweep netting, but this dude was just sat on the road. This is Lasiocampa quercus, the oak egger moth. And it is a fairly widespread moth throughout the UK, fairly frequent at the right habitat, but I've never seen this near me, ever. So it was a first. Their preferred habitats are heathland, moorland, the odd hedgerow, woodland rise, things like that. They tend to stay away from farmed areas, but this was found. It was near a hedgerow, but it was found near a farmer's field. This is absolutely huge. About 8 centimetres long, so it is likely to be a female. So once she emerges, which would be at the end of June or beginning of July, I'll take her up to the exact spot, and the males, which are day flying, can detect the female's pheromones from about 1.5 miles away. So I should be able to get some males to her to mate. They can be tricky to rear, these moths, because they do overwinter as larvae. In the south, they overwinter as a third instar caterpillar. In the north, where there's a different form, Kalunai, which is the northern egger, in the north they overwinter once as a small larvae, and then once as a pupa. This is the southern form though, just about. The northern form is found much more north than this, and in the Scottish moors as well. So this one will have overwintered as a third instar larvae. Absolutely beautiful caterpillar, and the moths as well. Really stunning, really large. Great species. Okay, so I'll probably leave it there for today's video. So give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And see you again on the next one.